Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Wil Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
And I'm cleaning my glasses because we're going to be looking at
Okay,
stuff.
we're going to look at stuff?
Today.
I'll clean my glasses as well.
Hang on.
If we're going to look at
Just
stuff.
pushing.
Yeah, it's hard
How do
because to put your glasses on while your headphones are on.
I always find too, being fairly new to the glasses wearing game, that like I will put my glasses on and think I look normal, and then I'll go look in the mirror and they're like,
oh, they're skew-if?
Skew-if. And I'll be like, oh, hang on, but they look
Yeah.
level on the table. But then I put them on my head, and for some reason, it's like, are my ears uneven, or are they like? Do they look normal to you?
I mean, there is no such thing as normal, Charlie.
Okay.
Your glasses, if they're doing the job, then I
Normative?
don't mind how they sit on your face, but they do seem quite, I mean, slightly up on the left-hand side, I would say, is like slightly that. No, that's it. Your adjustment there was good.
All right.
And then, oh yeah, that's pretty square on your face. I would say, do you feel like they're sitting evenly on both of your ears at the moment? Like if you were like...
Sorry, yeah. I'm taking my headphones off just so I can feel it. Yeah, I feel like they're even.
Head's pretty even then.
Okay.
Maybe slightly down one way. Like I think one ear must be slightly lower than the
You know
other
what?
ear.
Gemma loves making fun of my small ears, especially to people we've just met. And she always got, and also my nose.
But you can hear like a big boy.
I can hear like a big boy.
Yeah.
My ears work. It's not the size of the ear, Will. It's what you do with it.
Yeah, it's true. What's what you stick in it, right?
No. Don't stick anything in your ears. That's what my
People-
doctor says.
Yeah. And my doctor says see what you can
Yeah,
stick
go
in
on.
your ears.
What are
on.
you?
They're holes, mate. Why wouldn't you stick something
You
in it?
go, any hole's a goal. That's what my doctor says.
It's weird that he says that.
He sure is a
And
doctor.
he doesn't
Well,
have his
yeah.
pants off.
Yeah, he works behind the mechanics. No. My ears are small. That's fine. Gemma likes to joke that by the time Mum got to me, she ran out of ears.
Imagine if that was what happened.
Like a woman only has a certain amount of like
you could tell where
DNA.
somebody was in a
where they came in the family.
yeah by the size of their ears. Just looking at people, go, oh, fourth kid.
So there's two. Well, I've got many weird, odd physical features.
As does everybody, Charlie.
Everyone. The other one is like
everybody is beautiful.
I've got no.
Everyone's distinct in their own
minimal
ways.
cartilage in my nose, so it's quite squishy. So you
got
can
a squishy nose.
You can push my nose down, and it's very squishy. It's quite fun.
Gets knocked down, it gets back up again.
But
You're
Gemma,
never going to keep his nose down.
she was.
That is actually incredible because now that I've touched mine, I realise
Your nose
the
can't do it.
opposite of.
Do you want to have a
mine.
press?
I mean, okay. Oh,
You can go harder.
really?
That's not hard at all. I can go right down. Look.
Oh, I don't even feel comfortable doing that.
No, see, everyone has like a bit of cartilage that comes out to just almost like that.
What you've done is
I can squish mine right down.
wow. Why? How?
I don't know because it's just there's no cartilage in it. I've just got to. It's amazing though because it holds up without the structural integrity of everyone else's nose.
It's true.
Like it looks.
It's like you've got like a prosthetic. You've got a Mission Impossible nose.
It's a Mission Impossible nose. It's like a rubber prosthetic,
Yes.
but it holds its shape, even though there's no infrastructure underneath it to hold it
Isn't
up.
that amazing?
So I've been like playing footy and stuff.
You're
and
like
hitting the
you're
nose.
like an inflatable tent.
That's right. I'm a jumping
You're
castle.
like, how is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my ears.
Interesting.
For years, Gemma's been making fun of my little ears, and New Year's Eve actually, we're at some event, and we just met these people, and Gemma's making fun of me.
Yeah.
And she's
Great.
She's saying,
Happy New Year.
Here's my husband.
Happy
Look at his
New
little-
Year. Oh, did you say New Year?
Yeah,
Charlie's
check out-
got tiny ears.
Exactly. It went pretty much. Were you there? It went like that.
Did you say New Ears?
So she was pointing out my ears, and she was saying not only are they incredibly small, but she's gone, look, they've got no cartilage in them either. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I realized, so if you grab the top part of your ear, it's kind of like it's a bit stiff, like cardboard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's what holds it
yeah,
up. Mine
yeah.
doesn't have that either.
Really?
So it gets really soft. It squishes. And you know another weird thing about me is kind of like...
This is a great advertisement for getting the video, by the way. If you go to our Patreon, you can get full videos of these
can't
episodes.
fix my headphones.
And you can watch Charlie try to
Like a
like
monkey.
fix his headphones like it's a Rubik's Cube.
Got it.
Like it's one of those complicated advanced learning Rubik's Cubes that your parents would get you for Christmas.
So my ear, you can actually fold my ear and tuck it into my ear hole.
You've got origami ears.
Origami ears, but like it folds up and like no, it's more
pack
like
it away.
A rain jacket.
Yeah,
that you
can
put in
pack into a little zip up bag. You can
That's
pack
my
up your ears.
How convenient's that?
I mean, it'd be great if you could, for swimming and stuff like that, if you could create a waterproof effect whereby you don't have to wear earplugs.
Well, you know what?
Whatever.
That makes sense because I actually get ear infections all the time because I've got narrow oral canals.
Yeah, but you should be tucking in.
Yeah,
you should tuck them in and swim.
I don't think that's.
Or if you go to a concert, you could tuck in your ears for noise cancelling.
That's a good idea,
right?
But they wouldn't. I think the more it's not like I've got heaps of slack. I can't stuff my ears. It's like and then the.
What if you did that sort of ear stretching that they do with weights?
Oh.
Yeah, but you're doing it so that you can then tuck in a way that is.
What is the long-term goal with the ear stretching thing? At the end when you get the big. The big dials and you put in your earlobes.
Yeah.
And at the end, you just got these big long things.
I guess that is the end goal.
It's okay, I'm all right with that. And you'll never get that back. What do you do? Don't you get caught on things?
I mean,
I walk through doorways in my house. And if I'm wearing a loose shirt or singlet, I get my shirt caught. So often it happens that I think I'm the clumsiest person in the world. I can't imagine having flesh hanging off my body that would be easily caught on a hook or a door frame.
You can't imagine having a dick?
Your dick often get caught on furniture as you're walking past it?
I mean, but I'm just saying it dangles from your...
I very rarely walk through my house completely naked.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you had large dangly ears that got caught on stuff, I bet you wouldn't... You'd tuck your ears in as well or tie them up or whatever.
I don't think you would.
Yeah. You just do the equivalent of a top knot or whatever of your ears just so that they're out of the way.
Well, you're wearing a
or
beanie.
Put on a little bit, put on a
I don't know.
sort of specific ear catching.
Have you ever had a hangnail? It's the worst feeling in the world. You're like, oh God, I hope I don't catch it on my sock or anything.
I don't know what a hangnail is technically.
So
what
it's if you ever you get a split in either your fingernail or your toenail. So you might
in the nail itself.
In the nail itself. So it normally happens just on the edge, it splits.
Yeah.
And if you don't clip it or file it down, it just gets caught on things, and it can really hurt.
Okay.
It gets caught and it rips.
Yeah, it just never occurred to me to leave it.
I don't think people leave it for lengthy periods of time, but you just get a split nail. You
just think get on with things.
I've got to hang.
I got a split nail.
As we
rest of the day's done until we've addressed what's going on here.
As we speak, I have a split nail right now.
What?
In fact,
on your hand?
No, my toe. I've got a split.
You've got a split toenail.
Yeah, and it's worrying me because it's I've caught it a couple of times. When I put on my socks this morning, it got caught.
So why didn't you deal with it?
Because I didn't have, where I'm staying, I don't have nail clippers.
When did you split this nail?
I don't know, but I noticed it yesterday. And I was
so you didn't get nail clippers yesterday?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what's happened to my little toe, but at some point, the hangnail has become its own toenail.
Oh.
So I have my normal toenail growing, and then to the side of it is a
separate toenail.
Splinter toenail.
A Tasmania toenail.
It's like a Tassie, like a little Tassie toenail.
Yeah.
Which
little Tassie toenail.
I've clipped it right down to the, what's the, James, do you know
cuticle?
Cuticle. I've cut it right down to the cuticle. I've filed it, and it grows back each time.
I love that you assumed I didn't know what a cuticle was. By the way,
you don't know
immediately
lots of
to
stuff.
James.
Yeah,
didn't even
I'm actually surprised you knew what a cuticle was.
Didn't even run it by me first. Went straight to James.
You don't know lots of things, so I just thought that was one of the things you.
Well, everybody doesn't know lots of things.
What are we talking about, Finn?
I don't know.
But yeah, I can't. I've looked into it. There's ways you can, if you go see, I could go get a pedicure, and apparently there's a serum or something they put on to kill hangnails. So they'll clip it right down, they'll file it, and then they'll put
it'll stop it growing.
The equivalent of Roundup.
Yeah.
They put Roundup on your toes and stop that loose nail growing back. But I haven't done it yet.
Pruning off and then cutting it off.
Exactly.
And then
Exactly. But I've only ever had a pedicure once, and I found it an unbearable experience that I don't want to go back.
Oh, why did you find it an unbearable
My feet
experience?
are quite sensitive, and the idea of
what do you mean?
Ticklish and sensitive.
Oh.
Not ticklish, this sensitive. I have a lot of feeling down there. So a woman filing, it's putting me on edge now. The idea
really?
I don't like the feeling. I'm not the opposite of Tarantino. I don't like anyone. The idea of filing, clipping my feet fills me with
because
a lot of dread.
I'm not a person who finds that like the idea of a relaxing or pleasant thing, but I know for a lot of people,
I love a
they
pedicure.
love it.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I'm like, I want to do something relaxing and fun and recreational.
Pamper
I'm going
myself.
to go and do this.
Yeah.
Whereas you're the complete opposite of that. That is a nightmare to you.
I love a massage. I've even had a manicure, no problem.
Yeah.
It's something specifically about a pedicure. I don't like sharp, rough objects down there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like a John who's going to see a sex worker
down
with
there.
very specific requests.
You mean your dick? No, my feet. No,
you may
down
touch
further.
everywhere, but my feet.
But down there.
I do not like rough or sharp implements down there.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of a guy who's into feet.
Yeah.
I am out of feet.
I quite like feet. I'm not anti-feet at all.
Okay.
I just don't like people.
You're anti-fur, though, right? You said that.
Is that what it stands for? It's anti-foot. Anti-foot.
Yeah, I'm part of anti-foot.
No,
Sorry,
I'm anti-foo. I don't.
That would be a good pun name for a fur shop, by the way.
Anti-foo. Or anti.
Have you been to Antifa?
Oh no, they have no centralized hierarchy, right? No, they do. They sell old furniture.
I thought it was just an idea. But no.
Now, Will, I've come prepared for this episode.
Oh,
it's award season.
Okay, could be.
Well, I think, or it was award season, depending on when you're listening to this.
It is, was, or will be award season.
So
you're talking about entertainment awards.
Entertainment award season,
because all sorts of industries have awards.
Yeah.
In fact, most industries have their own series.
Specifically,
of awards.
it's movie awards season.
But these are
it's just been movie awards season.
The Golden Globes, the Academy Awards, the Screen Actors Guild.
We have been not obsessed with. The Rock has been a frequent topic of conversation on this show, and I believe that we were kind of ride or die for The Rock. We reveled in his popularity and his charm, and then like most of the general public, we've gone a bit lukewarm on The Rock. Like I think he was maybe a bit overexposed, and you and I suggested that maybe he needed to kind of go against the popular image of The Rock, maybe go back to being a heel in the wrestling or do an indie film. And he's done both those things.
Yes.
Hasn't
But in too calculated a way.
Yes, in a way that was too obvious for everyone.
Because I think the thing with The Rock was not that he became oversaturated, honestly. I think he let us in too much to how much he wanted it. And I think up until that point, we all assume that someone who's as super successful as him, of course, has an unrelenting ambition. But then he really put it out there and dreamt. I think he just flew too close to the sun, you know? I really do feel like there was that idea of maybe this sitcom will be the next part of my run for president. Like maybe the hierarchy of the DC universe will be completely upended after I make this film. And I think that when somebody puts their ambition so much out there and then doesn't get it, we start to see the construction behind it.
Well, here's what people like him, Tom Cruise, like mega famous people, you always hear them say, look, I've got lots of bosses. It's the fans. You know, everything I do is for the fans. I do it for the fans. I do it for the fans. And I'm like, okay, I believe that, you know, there's a financial imperative with that as well. Like do something that's crowd pleasing, Fast and the Furious, you know, Jungle Cruise, whatever. But then this latest pivot has been towards like the latest reinvention. So he did the Smashing Machine where he got super enormous.
Yes.
It didn't quite have the impact that he thought it was going to have. It was sort of lukewarm. No, people don't say it's a bad film, but it wasn't lauded as being this amazing, groundbreaking indie like I think he was kind of hoping for. He took a big pay cut, obviously, to do it. But in the wake of that film not doing so well, I noticed a very distinct PR change, which was he lost a bunch of weight because he got enormous, like distractingly big. He's always been a big guy, but distractingly big. And so he shrunk down to, you know, he's 6'3", so he's your size, and it's probably a bit bigger than you, but he looks normal now, to the point where his skin's hanging a bit loose. You'll sort of see it in his cheeks and stuff. It's like he doesn't have the the mass anymore. And he's wearing these little kind of like little fashiony specs, and he's wearing nice button-up shirts.
Okay.
And
interesting.
The kind of charm machine that was the first 20 years of his career has now been replaced by a more thoughtful, softly spoken Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Culminating in the campaign for award season. Like he was doing a lot of roundtables and all that kind of stuff. And I came across this interview, which only goes for about 4 minutes.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of instructive on where he's been and where he's going.
Okay.
So this is a roundtable with a bunch of actors who are up for awards or had been up for awards.
THR, the Hollywood Reporter.
The Hollywood Reporter. And so just to give you a bit of a preamble,
yes, please.
So there's Jacob Elordi's on the table.
Jacob Elordi.
Elordi.
He's an Australian fellow. By the way.
Yeah, Sydney boy. Westie.
Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi. Have you seen Frankenstein?
No.
I watched it.
And how's
Jacob
Elordi?
Here's my summation of Frankenstein. Frankenstein starts with these sailors finding Dr. Frankenstein in the snow, and he's like, I'm trying to find my creation. We've got to stop it before it kills more people.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Listen, I have a story to tell, and so that's the first hour and a half of the film.
Feels like,
and then the monster appears, and you're like, all right, now it's going to kick off, and then the monster's like, now I have a story to tell. That's the next hour of the film. It's literally like they start with it's like, it's Dr. Frankenstein versus the creature, and then it's like, now we're going to sit down for 2 hours and just chat.
We both have
we have stories to
now
tell.
We both have some stories to tell.
It's fine.
They have a round table. Frankenstein and Dr. Frankenstein is a round table.
I mean, it is. I think he does a fine job, but part of me,
he is the monster.
He's playing the monster. Yeah. But it's some of the acting.
But who's the real monster?
Yeah,
Charlie?
well, they don't.
Who is the real monster?
That is an interesting.
Is it the man or is it the monster?
That would be an interesting question to walk away from the film with. Yes. If the characters within the fucking movie don't bring it up like 3 or 4 times.
Just going, but I'm asking.
Victor, you are the true monster. He is not the monster. You sir, are the monster. Like, it happens like 4 times.
I'm a monster.
You are.
I'm a monster and so is my wife.
It's clearly been made for an audience in the Netflix era where they're like, someone might be looking at their phone while they're watching this. So let's just declare loudly that maybe Victor is the true monster in this situation. But the performance, it's a fine performance, but I just recognize it as an actor of like first year drama school, neutral mask, like, because he's born again essentially, like he's
discovering the world,
for the first time. So there's a lot of like, what is sky and what is flower?
Oh yeah,
like
right.
So it's all that. So I was sitting there,
what a fun Frankenstein movie this
was. Like it was like, I mean, I'm sure that it's meant to be like beautiful and innocent and stuff, but I'm like, we're watching a 27-year-old man walking around pointing at the sky.
What happened to Like, I came here for Frankenstein.
Well,
right?
he's
I
like,
just want some grrr.
He's very Groot. Because the first thing, the only thing he can say is Victor. Like,
it'd be great if it was Frankenstein. If he just could only say Frankenstein and everything was Frankenstein.
Frankenbeans. It's like pulls down his pants. No, monster. Put that away. Frankenbeans. Look at my Frankenbeans. It's like, oh dear. It's obsessed with his penis. Well, you didn't tell me that the body you kidnapped for this construction was some sexual predator.
You're right. He is the real monster. You're right. I'm back on your side.
Anyway, this is a round table with Mark Hamill, Jacob Elordi.
Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
Why is Mark Hamill on the round table?
I don't know.
What is Mark Hamill up for?
I don't know. Do you know?
Not a Star Wars.
Mark Hamill done
What's Mark Hamill? Why is Mark Hamill doing a Hollywood Reporter?
Adam Sandler's also there.
Mark Hamill's latest film is The Life of Chuck.
And is that an award-winning? It's like a critical darling. There's also Adam Sandler's on the table. The guy who played Bruce Springsteen from The Bear.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White, who I can never remember his name. Yeah. And what's his name from Sinners? Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
No, I believe it's Michael Jordan.
It's Michael.
No, his name is Michael Jordan. We don't need to qualify.
And
Michael Jordan.
Wagner Moura as well.
Okay, great. Michael Jordan, the most famous
Michael Jordan
of all time.
We assume.
Yeah. All right. So just to give you, so the interviewer, they've just heard from Jacob Elordi about pointing to the sky for the first time. Now they're going to turn the attention to The Rock. And this is the interesting part, is in the intro, the interviewer gives us a summation of The Rock's career to this point.
Yeah, okay, great.
Oh, Adam Sandler is in this one too.
Yeah. Oh, no volume.
That's right. We're getting a little introduction.
We can't hear it through our headphones.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Okay.
Have I missed anyone in that star-studded lineup? No, Mark Hamill, Jacob Elordi, the guy from Narcos,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock. See how skinny he looks?
He's
He's like normal sized.
Yeah, I mean, you were right when you said...
I
was going to say, you were right when you said he's still bigger than me.
349.
He's still definitely bigger than me. I'm somewhere in between The Rock and maybe Adam Sandler.
You can also just find this clip on YouTube if that's going to help with the audio.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not playing. Hang on, let me
That's okay.
see.
That Jeremy Allen White, is that his name?
Jeremy Allen
The
White.
bear.
Yeah.
He does look exactly like Gene Wilder. I'm not the first person to point this out.
Is that what...
That's the common thing. It's like, oh my God, he
looks
could
like
play
Gene
Willy
Wilder.
Wonka, but Timothy Chalamet already played.
But he
Willy
goes, well,
Wonka.
no, I'm Bruce Springsteen.
Have you got any interest in seeing that Bruce Springsteen film? Have you seen it?
So the most interesting film that I saw in the last few months was a movie called The Golden Spurtle, which is about
you told me about
making
that.
porridge in Scotland. And it was delightful, but I must admit that I have not been to the movies very regularly. And if I was going to go to the movies I also went and saw Now You See Me Three, of course. Now You Three Me, which was excellent, by the way. And
it's actually one of the highest grossing films
so it should be
of last year. I think
great.
it's like third or fourth.
They did yet really good job of just like...
I just can't get into those films.
Mate, it is...
I know I'm in the minority.
It is the Fast and the Furious for magic nerds. Like, they are just... I thought that I wasn't going to like, because they've kind of brought in a next generation, and I thought that I wasn't going to like that. But they cast it really well, and they did a really good job into...
So who's
the story as well.
The next generation? It's so there's someone who's like, it's one of the Stranger Things kids. No,
sure, I've never seen Stranger Things, so I don't know. But sure, I always assume when there's some young actor who looks like that they've already acted before, they're either one of the Stranger Things kids or their former Disney TV actor show, like that they've done heaps of shows of something I've never seen before.
This is a slight sidebar, but a couple of weeks ago I was talking about how...
Would you like to approach the bench if you want to have a sidebar?
Yep. Your Honour, can I may approach the bench? I was talking about that guy who had brought Oasis out, and I was saying to him, who won't, like, who's the artist that you really want to get out here that you can't? And he said, Sabrina Carpenter. Like, everyone is throwing huge money at Sabrina Carpenter, but she won't come out here because she doesn't think she'll make enough money. And I was like, what do you mean? He's gone, because her whole, you're not just bringing her out, you're bringing out the whole kit and caboodle. And they don't think that they could do like Taylor Swift numbers. Like they know she's popular, but they have serious doubts, A, because of what the Australian dollar buys, but also what they have to spend to put this show on. It's just like, we just keep doing North America and Europe. It makes more sense. I was like, it's a bit of a shame that the Aussie dollar can't bring one of the biggest pop stars out to Australia.
Well, there was a period of time, though, where it was the other way around, where the Australian dollar was...
Dwayne.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think let's have a look at this round table, because
okay, you might have
us talking about the Australian dollar probably is not as interesting. So Jacob Elordi.
All right, now you're going to have to skip forward. I can't remember. Oh, no, you got it. Oh, you got it working.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. So just press play from the start. Here we go.
Dwayne, you are the highest grossing actor in the world in 2013, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2024.
Wow.
Fifth highest grossing actor of all time. The 40 films in which you've starred have collectively taken in just under $14 billion worldwide, or an average of 349
Sorry,
million.
James, I'm going to, we'll want to pause quite a lot here.
No worries.
Here's what I'm going to say that I love about Jacob Elordi is that...
Very Australian reaction.
Mate, he leans across another person to slap hard Dwayne The Rock Johnson on the knee or the thigh. It was, I'm like, who are you? Look at you, little Franken dude.
I think prior to this bit, because Jacob was the one talking before this, I think they had a bit of a moment.
Okay.
Because they had similar entries into showbiz. Jacob Elordi
was a professional wrestler as well?
No. But so The Rock wanted to be a professional footballer.
Oh, yes.
Before he became a wrestler, but got injured, I think, and then didn't qualify, and so got into wrestling, into acting. Jacob Elordi apparently was a very talented rugby player. Growing up in Queensland. Hurt his back because he tells this story, and there's a moment between him and The Rock, sort of like looking at each other and going, athletes, macho, muscular.
We can slap each other. Homoerotic
Not
ways.
unlike these other little theatre kids. We're bloody men. We're men. But anyway, I just want you to pay specific attention to just the presentation The Rock is putting forward. So we know that he's Mr. Blockbuster, right? But now let's listen to how The Rock talks about his career.
$1 million. And within the last year, you had 2 movies open at #1 within a month of each other, which nobody had done in 27 years. You have said, though, that the thing that you were chasing with The Smashing Machine was something other than box office primarily. You knew that there was something that you maybe wanted to do differently with your career. You had more to offer.
Yeah, stats, I say sometimes, I don't know. Just numbers. Lunch is on me, boys.
Just pause for a sec. Okay. First objection, false modesty.
Yeah, absolute false modesty.
Stats, numbers.
Just numbers. I've never paid attention to them. Apart from all that documented time on the public record that I've absolutely paid attention to.
Is this the same guy who, when the box office numbers for Black Adam were rolling in, got online several times to bring up stats to say specifically it's actually making lots of money? Don't listen to what people are telling you. But just numbers.
But stats, they're just numbers, man. You can just move them around. Anyway, lunches on me, boys. Because also they're true, and I'm rich.
Adam Sandler could also pay for lunch.
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon all these guys are fine for lunch, to be honest.
I feel like I've had a lucky career, and I reached this point in my career maybe 7, 8 years ago, where around maybe 2017, 2018, where I had this little voice behind my rib cage. I think we all have it sometimes. It whispers.
Firstly, voice behind your rib cage? Yeah. Voice in your head or your heart, right?
Yeah. But well, I guess your heart's behind your rib cage. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
He's taking so many steroids, his fucking heart takes up the
Well, that's what he means. That's why he said it's like jammed up against my rib cage.
All my internal organs are swollen to a point.
They're trying to burst out of me.
But do you also notice the specific tone of his voice, the way he's talking? This is not bombastic.
But also, for the first time ever, you almost recognize how beautiful his voice is. He actually has a
beautiful speaking
lovely,
voice.
Deep, resonant, comforting, calm. And when he speaks like this, it is actually very lovely to listen to, in that same way as Russell Crowe has such a beautiful speaking voice. You could imagine
the baritone.
You could imagine they remake Shawshank, and The Rock.
Oh yeah,
The Rock.
God, they should do
The
that.
Rock plays Red.
Yeah, totally.
And narrates the movie.
Timothy Chalamet, the Tim Robbins role.
Yes,
and then The Rock as Red.
Timothy Chalamet and Dwayne The Rock Johnson in Shawshank.
Except
this time it's personal.
They just punch their way out of Shawshank this time. We haven't got 20 years to dig a hole.
A tunnel.
We're just going to punch a hole through the wall. I also, this is why you need to subscribe to the Patreon. Yeah. You've got to see the way his stylist, there's been a marked difference in his styling in the last, but even before he lost the weight and got down to normal size, he's gone from, he used to always wear Under Armour kind of stuff, and now it's like an upmarket, what would you sort of say? It's not like stuff you'd wear to dinner, but if you were going to a nice restaurant on Chapel Street or Double Bay or something like that,
it looks like
an
expensive t-shirt almost.
Yeah, expensive t-shirt, basic or something like that.
Well, but it's got that button up. There's a term for that. They call them something really specifically. There's
it's
that
Henley
style.
tee?
A Henley tee.
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly
cashmere.
Cashmere, yeah.
Yes.
Like, and also, like, has to be large enough to. His guns still look monstrous, but his face looks small. Okay, let's continue.
Whispers to us, and sometimes it's really resounding and it's pounding on us. And that voice for me was, well, what's more? And I'm obsessed. I feel like a lot of us, probably all of us, with a few things. One of the things I'm obsessed with is trying, and this idea of trying, and just taking a step and. What's yours is yours, what's not yours is not yours. But also, I do believe in setting an intention and taking a step towards the thing that you want.
Okay, we'll just pause for a second there. All right. He believes in trying.
Yeah.
I think his career, for the majority of it, has been typified by the most risk-free
I'm going to...
ventures.
I understand.
You're going to defend him?
I understand the point you're making, but I don't actually think that's true. I think... quite a lot of the time he tries, like he does try, like he was a professional sports person who tried wrestling. He was a wrestler who tried acting. He early on tried dramatic things and musicals and all sorts of things he often then got kind of forced back into what it was that we wanted to see him the most in. But the idea that he has, he's tried a tequila company, he tried blah, blah, blah. He's produced things. He's like, if you look at the idea of his life, he's threw himself into social media in a way that other celebrities didn't do. So
300 million followers.
Right. So you've got to look at the guy and say, I do think that he is interested in trying things. And he does keep trying new things. We've seen other actors who've been forced back into what we want to see from them, then just go, okay, well, this is all I'm going to do. I can see that you don't like me trying, so I'm going to, for the majority of the time, stop trying. I don't think The Rock does stop trying. I think that he's right in saying that.
Okay.
But is it also, when I had Greg Fleet on Philosophy, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, and he's probably not going to hear it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But like early on, we were just talking about what we admired the most in other people, and he said, or what was most important. And he said, well, I admire forgiveness, and I said, well, that is kind of self-serving, isn't it, Greg? Because you've needed a lot of that in your life. But I think that The Rock does try, but also the way that he's learnt to rationalize the fact that when he's tried, it hasn't always been successful, is that the trying is
the point.
Yeah. And back to that, he's right. The trying is the point. And that is a really good message. Does he actually believe that? Or is it a cover story for I want more, as he also says? There's this little voice, pumping up against the side of my chest that just says more, 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 more. I think those two things are in constant conflict with him, where he wants to try everything, and he understands that the point is trying, but he's so used to when he tries something, it being a massive success.
Well, that's what I was
that when it's not, it's hard for him to rationalize.
But here's the thing, and I think he'll get into this in a second, but there's two kind of sides to this, right? There's one which is try for trying's sake, and there's the other side of try to win, because part of his motivational messages is you want to be definitely try, but you want to be the best, and I think he is obviously a high functioning, high achiever. And so if he's going to go into the tequila market, then he wants that tequila to be the number one.
The number one in the world, yeah.
If he's going to be wrestling, he wants to be doing the main event. If he wants to make a film.
Yeah. But I wish that when he said, my main thing is that I want to try, Mark Hamill had just leaned across and gone, well, an old guy told me once, there is no try. There is only do.
Yeah. Well, it's this thing of I want to do this creative pursuit. Not for being number one or not for having it been a success, but it is something that I want to, just because I want to, for my own nourishment.
This is why award season is so weird, right? Because all of them, in a way, are doing this. It's like when Tom Gleeson ran for the Gold Logie, right? Anyone who is up for the Gold Logie, I mean, I don't think this is giving too much away, that the networks are all contacted to be who will you put up to be your contenders for the Gold Logie this year? And everyone sort of gets to nominate a few people, and then from that is what it's done. So they say, for example, they would go to the ABC, and I know this because they will come and they will say, do you want to be put up for this thing this year? And you are allowed to say no.
Yeah.
And if you say no, they will move on and offer that to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be involved in something, you can actually just not be involved in it. So if you are involved, you've made the decision at some point that you are willing to be considered for this thing. So everybody who's sitting around this round table has agreed, okay, they'll nominate me for these awards. I'll go on the campaign. They're all doing their campaign in some way, right?
Promotion for the industry they work in.
And but also there'd be, each of them would have a bit inside them to varying degrees of
wants.
I mean, it'd still be great if I won,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like I'd still prefer to win the thing. You can just see it so evidently written on The Rock's face
That he wants that
in a
Oscar
way
so bad.
like that. I think everybody has their own version of that, but we just can see with him so much of. He's just very easy to read where he's at and what he's trying to do.
I mean, I think that's fairly. Have you seen the Eddie Murphy documentary, the one on the Netflix doco? Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's interesting.
It's interesting.
I mean, I've not seen it.
What you sort of realize is this guy's super talented, and whatever he turned his hand to, he probably was going to now because he's single-minded and he's talented, but he has a real grudge about because he was presenting the Oscars in 1988, and he made some joke about how for years Black Americans were made to wait in line and looked down upon, and we're second-class citizens in Hollywood, but I'm not here to be that. And when they asked me to present at the Oscars, I said yes because I'm going to represent my people. And I said, when am I presenting? They said, just before the last break. It's like, and so it was a good joke and fairly innocuous, but he reckons that joke got him. That's why he's never won an Oscar. Is that the Hollywood elites were like, that uppity black man, like he's making jokes about the industry, and it's really eaten away at him. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know, like maybe that is the case, but also like you're Eddie Murphy, like you've won, like you. I don't think like.
Secondly, there's like I understand if that were Denzel Washington who'd never been nominated, right? And you're like, well, he's got like 12 roles that he should have been nominated for. How could he have never been nominated? With Eddie, it's a bit more like Sandler, where it's only
for everyone.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit in between every
Norbert.
You're
not getting nominated for Norbert.
Yeah, it's like you've dropped your diamond ring in a fucking already used toilet. Like you have to wade through an enormous amount of crap to get to what you're looking for.
And I think that's true. That does dilute the brand a little bit. All right, let's continue, James.
Then the universe has this way, I think, of meeting you halfway and presenting things to you.
Correct.
Opportunities, people, etc. So I have been chasing a few things.
Yeah.
It's very beige, isn't it? I've just noticed
This
everyone's
entire
fashion.
thing?
Well, all of them.
Yeah.
Like they're all like in grey or beige. Like that must be the stylists of this year are like, oh yeah, no one can wear colour.
It's interesting, isn't it? I wonder if one of these sort of things they coordinate. Do you think the stylists would talk to each other?
Yes, 100%. They're not.
Has to be something like that.
Yeah, so Michael B. Jordan's stylist is talking to, or they would have a stylist for the Hollywood Reporter who's dressing them all.
I have done
for the thing.
I've done stuff like this before,
okay.
and you turn up and there's literally like.
So like when you're doing Taskmaster or whatever,
they say what is anything that you
what
like.
do you like?
Yeah,
blah blah blah. They go shopping for
They
you,
don't
but
want
then
one
they've
person
got
turning up in hot pink and the rest are all in black.
I do. No, that's what I want.
Here's what I reckon: I reckon some of them would have been dressed by a Hollywood Reporter. Yeah. I reckon The Rock's got his own stylist for sure.
They all work out what The Rock's wearing first, and then.
But Adam Sandler, you never get him out of like sweats and basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
He's wearing a suit jacket. It's like that's Hollywood.
He might
Reporter
have basketball shorts under the table though.
All right, sorry, continue.
Things in terms of my career, the big movies are fun to do. They're hard work, as we all know. Yes. And when they hit, great. A lot of people around the world will like them. If they flop, it's okay. We move on. But I was...
Pause.
Oh,
is it okay?
Just saying it to himself over and over. These are what these movies are. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and we move on. It's the nature of these movies. And it has nothing to do with you, Dwayne. You've done a great job and you are a good big boy.
I also love too, he's done it 2 or 3 times now where he brings the group along for the ride as if Mark Hamill was in Star Wars, all right?
Yeah.
But Mark Hamill is not The Rock. The Bear Man, what's his name?
Jeremy
Jeremy
Allen White.
Like, Jeremy Allen White has not done any Marvel movies. Like, he's done, like, you know, well-received TV show and a couple of critically acclaimed movies. He's not in... He doesn't know what it's like to be doing the Fast and the Furious.
No, he absolutely does not.
So
he doesn't even know that The Bear isn't a comedy.
So when The Rock keeps saying, hey, we know what it's like to have brought in $14 billion, no one there does.
Mark Hamill is the Joker, though, so, you know, he's got that under his cap.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's
done lots of stuff.
Mark Hamill, blockbuster, no doubt.
But he's not a list, like, you don't
I understand, but
bring people through
but
the
because
door.
Luke Skywalker was such a huge, iconic character in a time when there wasn't necessarily those things, I think Mark Hamill, you can at least go, all right, you know what it's like to be...
Harrison Ford, I would say, yes.
I agree, but I think that at least if we're looking for who has also been somebody that everyone in the world knew...
I reckon Adam Sandler's the only one who knows what he's talking about. But Adam Sandler hasn't necessarily done... Like, his films are all moderate... His formula for success is moderately budget comedies that make big money. The Rock makes $300 million franchise.
Well, when The Rock looked around, he was like, and they're very hard work, as you all know. And he looked in the direction of Adam Sandler and was like, what are you talking about?
I turn up at 2 p.m.
We don't even write a script. I bring all my mates, then I buy them all $1 million Ferrari, and we go home. We get good at basketball. The end.
I heard, going back to Eddie Murphy for a sec, I caught up with a mate for lunch yesterday, and he did a show with Bronson Pinochet, Belky Bartokomous, who's in the original Beverly Hills Cop. And he was telling my friend about doing the new Axel Foley movie, the one that came out last year.
Beverly Hills Cop 4?
No, yeah, but I think it's called Axel Foley or something.
Yeah, okay.
And he said that, he was really... he needed the job, so he's really looking forward to the job, but he was like, oh, hopefully it's a hit because, it'd be good to get my name sort of back out. And he said, like, apparently he turned up and Eddie Murphy just turned up 8 hours late. Came up
8 hours late.
8 hours late. Turned up.
I don't think
shot for an hour and then went home again.
I'm sorry, there is no 8 hours late. If you're 8 hours late, everyone's...
On a 14-hour
that's
day.
the whole day.
No, 14
No, it
hours.
shouldn't be a 14-hour day.
No, that's
if you can be 8 hours late, it can't be a 14-hour day.
You get 12 for 14 hours. That's the standard. Paid 12 hours to work 14.
I mean, that's also not a standard. You should not be getting paid for 2 of the hours that you're there. Although he's getting paid for 6 of the hours that he's not there.
The Dwayne Johnson is conveniently ignoring the fact there was a big article that came out about 6 months ago about how he's been sort of pulling some diva antics where he's not these big shoots. He's been costing productions tens of millions of dollars.
Getting the things late,
pissing in bottles and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, why do you bring that up to these guys? You know what it's like when there's a bathroom like 50 meters away, but you'd rather just get your assistant to hold a bottle in front of you so you can piss into it. You know what it's like. Mark Hamill.
You know, it's like Adam Sandler when you get Rob Schneider to hold that piss bucket for you.
All right, let's continue.
I had this obsession to do something for me.
Yeah.
And as opposed to, I started asking myself, am I living my dream?
Am I living your dream? Yeah.
Or mine plus a lot of other people and entities around me. So with the Smashing Machine was just that opportunity where I had met Mark Kerr, who was the guy who I played. I met him in the late 90s as he was ascending, becoming the Smashing Machine. And I saw his documentary. I thought the documentary was really moving because at that time, in the world of MMA and professional wrestling, there was still a lot of connective tissue at that time where we'd be in the same.
Notice that this is one point where he hasn't turned to the group and gone, you know what I'm talking about? Like the late 90s in WWE. You guys know what I'm talking about.
But also he's like, there was a lot of connective tissue that I tried to rip apart from people's bodies.
Sorry.
Same venues, the same gyms. A lot of those guys in MMA tried professional wrestling because they just wanted to make money and they could protect their injuries more in pro wrestling, where it's like if we were all wrestling together, our goal is let's put on a great match, let's not get hurt, let's protect each other's injuries, let's go on to the next town. So we knew a lot of those guys, and there was an epidemic in MMA as well as in pro wrestling with addiction at that time. And I'd lost a lot of friends to addiction who OD'd, didn't make it back, who decided to check out. So I was moved by Mark's story because he had his addiction problems and he dealt with his demons. And the thing that really grabbed my attention about this story, which is why I wanted to make it with Benny Safdie, was I felt like none of us can relate to the greatest fighter on the planet, right? But what we can relate to is this idea of pressure and how we all deal with pressure. And sometimes we do well with it, and sometimes it kicks us in the ass.
Pause for 1 second. You will notice now that I've showed you this specific section, I've seen 3 interviews where The Rock's been talking, where he said, none of us can relate to being the greatest fighter in the world, but we can all relate to, and I think it's variations on pressure or fame or whatever. I think
It'd be great if he started doing like relatable Jerry Seinfeld style observations at the end of it.
Noticed.
And he was like, none of us can relate to being the greatest fighter on the planet, but everyone can relate to aeroplane food is bad. Am I right?
Dogs and cats are very different. I think that when I started seeing him repeating the same line, and that's also the cadence of how he's talking.
Oh yeah, of course.
And his personal connection, which I think is all valid, like personal connection to the Mark Kerr story, and blah blah blah. But I'm like, this has been written and rewritten and rewritten,
polished
by publicists.
So well, like it's even presented as if it's a speech about.
This is what he doesn't get. This is why I think people are rejecting him, because even when he's trying to appear candid and vulnerable and honest, it's coming across as
a person doing an impression of somebody being candid and honest.
Yeah.
Even if the things that he is saying, because I do believe what he's saying.
Yes.
I think
it's all
I
come
do
from a
believe
true
he likes
place.
to take risks. I do believe that he's trying to push himself into artistic places. I do believe that what we're seeing is actually really fascinating, because we're seeing somebody who was presented to us as being the epitome of everything. Of course, how could that person want for anything other than what they have?
Yep.
And we get to see that he does want something else. And despite the fact that he's doing what he's tried to do with everything else, which is learn how to do it, learn how to be humble, learn what the right things to say are. And I don't think he's doing that in a way that is like opposite to what he really believes, or I think it's all true, but he can't let his guard down where he's doing an impression of somebody who is natural as opposed to just somebody who is being natural.
I think there is an issue too around, like, what's that Eminem line? They say I can't rap about being broke no more.
Yeah.
I think we don't need the second half of that first, but like I think there is something that you just like. It's hard for you to speak like the common man when in the intro you've made $13 billion. You're the biggest star on the planet. It's hard for us as regular people
to find anything that you do relatable in any way.
And the choices, but even the choices that you've made, like the on the surface, what's saying should be relatable, that we can all relate to. The thing that drew me to the story is that we can all relate to being under pressure. And it's like, yeah, but the kind of pressure that you are under running your 17 businesses and, is posting on social media to 300 million people is different to me being like, oh, I've got to make my daughter lunch this morning.
I've got to pay my rent or
pay my rent,
find somewhere to live or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
We don't need megastars like him to be relatable. Like
that's the point.
He is a star.
Yeah.
Like we love Tom Cruise because he's crazy and
he's
does
not
his own
relatable.
stunts, right?
Yeah. When he was trying to be relatable, it really put us off.
Yeah.
And that's
but
what
now
I think.
he's just like really in that moment of being this action hero.
Yeah, and that's the mistake. I think you're right. You hit the nail on the head. The Rock is having his Tom Cruise moment where it's like me because I'm just like you, and it's like, but you're not, and we never wanted you to be like that. The reason The Rock, his first kind of claim to fame as a wrestler was that he was that cartoon, like overly self-confident, spoke in the third person, id unleashed. Like that was what made him interesting. And I think it's lovely that he's a family man and, and he's got a sense of humor and he's self-aware and all that kind of stuff. But that's not what you're paying a ticket to see, is it?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think there's a world in which he could be doing what he's doing in a way that is much more convincing to us, where he would be like, you know what? I made heaps of movies that were so successful and I've just been so lucky, and thank you to everybody. It's great. I feel like it's someone else's time to make those sort of movies now, and I'm just going to go away and like work on these things, and sometimes they're going to be great and sometimes they're not going to be what we expected or whatever, but I'm just going to take risks and we'll just see what happens. And, you know, I might not always be amazing at it. Like, you know, if you'd just been a bit more sort of less calculated around that this is your run for the Oscars, as opposed to, I hope, it could almost be that thing of just going, I was so glad to be able to get to tell this story. I hope I get the opportunity to make heaps more movies like that.
Yeah.
Not all of them are going to be for everybody, but I'm looking forward to learning how to do this more. Or, you know, there's just a way of going into it that would have been more convincing to me, where he just says, I loved all that last bit of my career, but I think it's, you know,
which
I've
someone who has been that successful, that's where he kind of should be landing right now. Like, you don't need the money. You just love the craft of making stuff. You want to try making different stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just going to try and make some, I'm just going to try and make a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
I was really lucky that I've done a whole bunch of stuff that's made a heap of money, and that has given me the luxury to do a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, might not be successful in that same way, but I'm going to try some stuff.
All right, let's watch the last little bit.
And in this case with Mark, here's this guy who looks invincible. And in many ways he is, but at the same time broken on the inside. I'd let that be the guiding light creatively, and allowed me to tap into something, an artistry that I was looking to do for such a long time, and just looking for that opportunity to do, where I can really not only challenge myself, but, oh, there's the cliff. Let's fucking jump off this cliff. You know, even we don't know what's on the other side. It's okay. So that all led to the Smash Machine and the cliff.
Yeah.
But we've all been on that cliff, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there. He's got one last chance to bring them all in.
Because we are.
He really mixes his metaphors. Like, what's on the other side of the cliff? Well, I mean, cliffs don't really have sides. It's like what's beneath the cliff.
Well,
Like Americans just do that all the time.
mix
It's a very
metaphors.
American thing to mix metaphors.
Yeah, I do think that probably is. Also, you know, I think if you're from a wrestling background, I think all the metaphors and analogies just get thrown into a blender and mixed up with each other.
When you're doing a promo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, like, if you look at someone like, I know Russell Crowe hasn't had the same kind of career. He's always sort of been, you know, he's been making sort of serious films most of his career. But in terms of the way he's made himself more accessible, and he's kind of softened his image a little bit and become a bit more cuddly or whatever, in a way that feels authentic.
Well,
right?
he hasn't told anybody that's what he's doing.
Yeah. It just
Whereas
sort
The
of
Rock, it just feels too much like, this is the new Rock now. I'm little and I'm arty and I'm wearing glasses and I'm including everybody in my analogies and anecdotes.
I mean, we all understand that, don't we?
We all
Don't
understand what it's like.
I mean, that's right. Like, it's the clumsy. It's just this clumsy attempt to change gears. When you look at sort of like, it happens more in music, right? Where
I'm here for him changing gears.
Yeah, but
I think this is what I.
But artists reinvent
yeah.
themselves in music,
Yes.
probably the most often, right? Like
yeah, I
in
think
terms of
that's fair.
mainstream, like But it's harder in films because people pigeonhole you. But David Bowie, Madonna, Lady Gaga, like any of these people who rebrand themselves, they don't telegraph it. They just do it. Suddenly they come out and it's like, I'm doing this kind of album, it's kind of clothes I'm going to wear. Like, I think because it comes back to social media. I think it's because he's given that much access in. He's like, hey, you're the fans. I'm going to bring you in on where I'm going with this. But all that, rather than just fucking doing it and trusting that we'll accept it and go with him, he feels like he has to spoon feed us.
Do you know what you do when your new stuff is not quite as popular as your old stuff, but you still want to be able to do your new stuff, but capitalize on the appeal of your old stuff? Is you do an eras tour. And is there a world in which The Rock does an eras tour, does a big live event, and just runs through
Paul
the
Hogan
different...
did that, didn't he? Didn't Paul Hogan do like a spoken word?
I mean, yeah.
Whereas the
The
eras
Rock
of Paul
could do
Hogan.
Could you imagine
I'd actually go and
see
see
The
that.
Rock at
That'd
the
be
MCG
amazing.
doing
Yeah.
like the eras
Yeah, totally.
of The Rock.
I mean, that was the Young Rock. That was his TV show. It was basically eras.
Yeah.
All right, James, let's hit the sting. Boop, 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 I actually can't. So we're doing our cookie factory tour. I can't remember what I bought, so I'm just doing a lucky dip.
We've done peanut butter and we've done
salted caramel.
And
now we've got birthday cake, which I've never quite understood what this means. You get birthday cake ice cream. You get birthday cake cookies. Is it literally they bake a cake and then...
It's like vanilla with sprinkles, basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so you don't actually make a cake and then deconstruct it?
Sometimes they will put cake in stuff.
Yeah, I thought...
This might have cake in the middle of it, right?
Well, Will's taking the first bite. He'll be able to tell us. But because there's, like when you go to, is it Cold Rock or whatever, and they mash birthday cake into your ice cream. But they cook a cake first. So I assumed they cooked a cake and then mixed it into the cookie mix. But maybe that's... Often
actual cake is in those kind of things. Okay. But as a flavour category, it is typically like a vanilla cake with sprinkles.
I think, do Americans have, I know they have sprinkles, but do they have hundreds and thousands? Because I know fairy bread is...
They don't call them that, but...
They are round.
I think I just sprinkles, yeah.
No, but this is, we might have to investigate this. I think they have sprinkles as in... Like the long one. Just look at the grain.
Yep.
But I think Australians pioneered the round hundreds and thousands because fairy bread became a thing for a while. There's a bit of a trend where it's like, oh, like Americans are eating fairy bread. Like they became obsessed with the fact that Australians take white bread, butter it, and put these round coloured balls of sugar on top of it. You've taken a long time to consider that birthday cake.
I can't tell what I think.
All right, let me...
I need you to have... So...
Did you have that much filling?
Yeah, there's a lot of filling. It's very sweet. So, I mean, I would...
Oh, that tastes like icing, yeah.
Yeah, so what I would do is kind of concentrate on the edges a little bit more than in the middle.
It's too sweet for me.
Yeah, that was... So, you'll have to have a little bit more just to get the flavour, because what I found was, at the start, it was just so sweet that I couldn't actually work out whether it tasted like a birthday cake or not, because all I could taste was sweetness at the start. Whereas... I think after a while you do get some of that birthday cake flavour coming through, but for me, that's just too sweet. It's just too overwhelmingly sugary for that to be... Like, it does taste like birthday cake in the sense that you do associate birthday cake with being really icing and sugar and like...
But
it's too much for me.
That's a biscuit for a child.
Yeah, that's a children's biscuit.
That's a children's biscuit. Yeah. I get it. That is, I mean, Iona would love that because when she gets a cupcake, she just eats the icing and throws the cake away. But you're 100% right. The delivery mechanism for the icing, as you often say, Will, can't be sweet as well.
No.
And it's too sweet.
Sweet biscuit, sweet toppings, sweet filling.
Sweet sprinkles. Everything about it is too sweet.
Too sweet.
I feel
what that Hosier song is about. You're too sweet for me.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's about this.
Too
biscuit.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're too sweet for me.
Too sweet.
So Australia didn't invent hundreds and thousands.
Okay.
Guess.
No, Will's going back in for some more.
I just want to taste this icing by itself, basically. To see.
It's vanilla butter. That's buttercream icing for sure. Like, it's legit. I mean,
this is one of those things where every component of it is right.
Yeah.
But it's the combining them all together is... Because that cream in the middle, just by itself, I enjoyed. But it was the combination with every single other bit of it that was just too sweet for me.
What did I eat the other day that I was like, I ate it and then felt so sick and regretful afterwards? It was something like that. What would I eat?
So hundreds and thousands were invented in a country that was not Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And is it a weird country? Like, is it like not? I mean, but as in, like, will it be?
It's a country known for
America.
America.
No.
Oh.
Country known
England?
for desserts.
Oh, desserts.
France?
France. Yeah. Okay.
Hundreds and thousands of French.
Yeah. Interesting.
But why aren't they called like what's French for 100?
Oh, they might.
100 and 1,000.
Well, they're called hundreds and thousands.
Yeah.
In France, of course, but also in Australia, UK, and New Zealand, and a lot of other Commonwealth countries.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
Hang on. So they're called hundreds and thousands in Commonwealth countries.
Yeah.
And sprinkles everywhere else. Is that what we're saying?
Generally, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, because of the decimal system. So that's why there's sprinkles some places and hundreds and thousands of others.
Oh, yeah, right. Of course. Hang on. No, but that doesn't make any sense. 100 and 1,000 exists even in the.
No.
All right. So 100 in French is 100. That can't be right. Oh no, cent. What is going on? Cent.
So they
cent.
originated as non-parallel,
so
which means.
Okay, so in France, hundreds and thousands would be cent mille. Cent mille would be hundreds and thousands.
Yeah, so non-parallel means tiny.
Tiny balls.
Basically, I think, yeah.
Let me just tell you, as a father of a small child, when you do a birthday party, fairy bread is the hottest item you can make. Like, make more than you think you're going to need because kids love fairy bread. Like,
what are you putting on your fairy bread?
You got to buy the cheapest white bread you can get, so like Tip Top.
Yeah. Or Baker's Delight. Is it that sort of like...
Just it's got to be
really soft.
It's really soft and no
highly processed.
No nutritional value, no fiber, nothing.
Yeah.
Then butter, like a nice thick layer of butter.
Actual butter.
Soft
serve butter, like as in like like
softer butter,
a dairy soft or something.
Yeah, like a Western Star or whatever. And then just hundreds and thousands. But that will go so fast. Kids just love it. They just love it. I think it's the color
and the fact that it's bread and butter and sugar. Which are all delicious things.
But they'll ignore whatever other treats are out on the table, Tim Tams, whatever, and it's just there's something about fairy bread that just the kids love. In fact, there's a fancy donut store in Sydney called Donut Pappy. Like they do gourmet, amazing, craft donuts, and they have a fairy bread donut, which I believe is like the donut with a buttercream icing with sprinkles on top, and it actually tastes like a real fancy fairy bread. It's a really good one. And then during Mardi Gras, they do penis-shaped ones. I mean, I think they do lots of penis-shaped donuts during Mardi Gras. Donut Pappy.
Well, you would have thought that the
no vagina-shaped ones.
I was going to say, I would have thought the traditional donut with a hole in the middle was probably getting the job done regardless. But sure,
American Pie style. Don't want to know where that cream filling came from. All right, that's enough from us this week. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember to support us through Patreon and check out the bonus content, early episodes, ad-free episodes, and you can see Wil on tour by going to
comedy.com.au.
Do you own that website?
Do I personally own it?
Yeah, you're going to change your name to comedy.com.au.
I've changed my name to comedy.com.au.
Who owns comedy.com.au? Like who's
not me.
benefiting from it?
What do you mean?
Like, so what is it? It's like a directory for comedy, right?
Yeah.
So who owns it?
The director of comedy, Mr. Comedy.
The mayor of comedy.
The current mayor of comedy, Sam Pang.
I mean, pretty smart, whoever registered that domain name, comedy.com.au. And now, so every comedian who's touring and stuff, their stuff goes on comedy.com.au.
No, I think it's just one specific management company.
Okay, is it yours?
Well, it'd be weird if my dates were appearing on some other management company's website.
That was smart to get comedy.com.au.
Yeah.
Because they say, hey, this is the funniest people in Australia. Surprisingly, all represented by us. And that is how you corner the market. Charlie Clausen.
I'm Wil Anderson.